In the heart of a bustling city, where skyscrapers kissed the clouds and ambition thrived, there stood a luxury hotel that prided itself on serving the elite. It was a place where the rich and powerful gathered, a sanctuary for those who had made it to the top. Among its guests was Marcus Johnson, a Black CEO who had risen from humble beginnings to lead a multi-million-dollar tech company. He was a man of vision, resilience, and unwavering pride in his heritage. Yet, on this particular evening, as he returned from a long day of meetings, he was met with an experience that would shake the very foundation of his dignity. After a grueling day of negotiations and strategic planning, Marcus was exhausted. He had been looking forward to a quiet evening in his luxurious suite, perhaps indulging in room service, a simple pleasure that he had earned through years of hard work. As he dialed the number for room service, he expected the familiar voice on the other end to greet him warmly. Instead, he was met with an unexpected silence, followed by a curt response that left him taken aback. The staff informed him that they could not serve him due to a policy that he had never encountered before. Confused and frustrated, Marcus pressed for clarification, only to be met with vague excuses that hinted at something far more insidious. It was a moment that felt surreal, as if the walls of the hotel had closed in around him. He could feel the weight of history pressing down on his shoulders, a reminder of the systemic barriers that had plagued Black individuals for generations. He had fought tirelessly against discrimination in the corporate world, yet here he was, facing a blatant act of exclusion in a place that was supposed to embody luxury and respect. The denial of room service was not just an inconvenience. It was a stark reminder of the biases that still lingered, even in the most progressive of environments. As he hung up the phone, a storm of emotions surged within him: anger, disappointment, and a fierce determination to stand up against the injustice he had just experienced. He took a moment to collect himself, pacing the plush carpet of his suite, the opulence of the surroundings contrasting sharply with the indignity he felt. This was not just about him. It was about every Black individual who had ever faced discrimination, every person who had been made to feel less than they were because of the color of their skin. With a newfound resolve, Marcus decided that he would not let this incident pass without consequence. He dressed sharply, donning a tailored suit that spoke of his success and determination. He made his way down to the lobby, each step echoing with purpose. As he entered the grand space, he was met with the usual hustle and bustle of guests and staff, but he felt a palpable tension in the air. It was as if the universe had conspired to bring him to this moment, a moment that would demand change. Marcus approached the front desk, where the manager stood, a look of surprise crossing his face as he recognized the CEO. "Mr. Johnson, what can I do for you?" the manager asked, his tone shifting from casual to formal in an instant. Marcus took a deep breath, steadying himself as he prepared to address the injustice he had faced. "I would like to speak to the entire staff," he said, his voice calm yet firm. The manager hesitated, glancing around as if gauging the reaction of those nearby. But Marcus's presence commanded attention, and soon enough, the staff began to gather, curiosity etched on their faces. As they assembled, Marcus felt the weight of their gazes upon him, a mix of confusion and anticipation. He stood before them, a figure of authority and resilience, and he began to speak. "Today, I was denied room service because of a policy that I can only assume is rooted in bias. I want you all to understand that this is not just about me. It's about the systemic issues that plague our society. It's about the dignity that every individual deserves, regardless of their race or background." His words resonated in the air, a powerful reminder of the struggles faced by many. He spoke of the importance of respect, of recognizing the humanity in each person, and of the responsibility that came with working in a service-oriented industry. As he continued, he could see the expressions of the staff shift from confusion to understanding, and then to shame. They were not just witnesses to his pain. They were participants in a system that had allowed such discrimination to persist. Marcus paused, allowing his words to sink in. He could feel the weight of the moment, the gravity of what he was about to do. "I cannot stand by and accept this treatment, not for myself and not for anyone else. Therefore, I am making a decision that may seem drastic, but it is necessary. I am firing the entire staff on the spot." Gasps filled the room, disbelief etched on the faces of those who had gathered. The manager's face turned pale, and Marcus could see the realization dawning upon him. This was not just a reprimand. It was a call to action. As the staff began to murmur among themselves, Marcus raised his hand, silencing the room. This is not just about losing their jobs. It's about accountability. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and respected. I hope this serves as a wake-up call, not just for this establishment, but for every institution that allows discrimination to fester. Change is not easy, but it is necessary. With that, he turned on his heel and walked away, leaving behind a stunned silence. As he exited the hotel, he felt a sense of liberation wash over him. He had taken a stand, not just for himself, but for countless others who had faced similar indignities. He knew that the road ahead would be challenging, but he was ready to face it head-on, fueled by the knowledge that he had done the right thing. In the days that followed, Marcus's decision sent shockwaves through the community. News of the incident spread like wildfire, sparking conversations about race, discrimination, and the need for systemic change. He became a symbol of courage, a voice for those who had been silenced for too long. His actions inspired others to share their stories, to stand up against injustice, and to demand the dignity that every individual deserves. As he navigated the aftermath of his decision, Marcus found himself reflecting on the power of resilience and the importance of community. He began to engage with local organizations, working to create initiatives that would promote diversity and inclusion in the workplace. He understood that change would not happen overnight, but he was committed to being a part of the solution. Months later, as he stood before a group of aspiring young Black professionals, he felt a sense of pride swell within him. He shared his story, not as a tale of anger, but as a testament to the strength of the human spirit. "We are more than the challenges we face," he told them. "We are the architects of our own destinies. Let our experiences fuel our ambitions, and let us pave the way for those who will come after us." As he concluded his speech, the room erupted in applause, a chorus of voices united in a shared vision for a better future. Marcus knew that the journey was far from over, but he was filled with hope. Together, they would continue to fight for justice, dignity, and respect, creating a world where no one would ever have to face the indignities he had endured. And so, the story of Marcus Johnson became more than just an incident of discrimination. It became a movement, a call to action that resonated far beyond the walls of a luxury hotel. It was a reminder that every voice matters, that every story has the power to inspire change, and that together, they could forge a path toward a brighter, more equitable future.